Hey, Remarkable Lifers, this is Craig.
And this is KJ, and today we are sitting here in the beautiful grounds of the Lake Chapala Society.
Thought we'd bring you something a little different and something a little beautiful. It's so beautiful here. I just absolutely love it.
It is. It really, really is cool. So Craig kidnapped me from home today. I was working, and he kidnapped me and said, hey, let's go to lunch. And so while we were sitting there at lunch, we were, discussing videos and whatnot. And so we thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and shoot this. So this is completely off the cuff. We know you like it that way.
Yep.
We don't even have our microphone. So
we don't have a microphone. So sorry if there's a little problem with the volume, but I'll do my best in editing to make it a little better. So, but let's get into it.
Yeah. So go ahead. What were we talking about?
Well, we were going to talk about today that Ajijic is very gay.
Yes, it's gay-hihic.
Yeah. There's a lot of people here who are LGBTQ or allies, and being in Mexico, Mexicans just tend to be kind of a live and let live society.
Now, with a caveat, let me go ahead and say, I'm just going to jump in, just a quick caveat. We've been told by friends of ours who are Mexican that it's a little bit different within families. So, like, if a child is trying to come out, then there can be an internal familial struggle with that. But from a bigger, broader society standpoint, they're not out there trying to tell you how to live your life.
Yeah, they're not worried about it. And the expats here or foreigners here are from Canada, from the United States, from other countries. We know people from Hong Kong, from England, from
other Latin American countries,
Northern Ireland. So there's people from all over the place. And if you think about it, generally, one of the things that people notice when you are in the LGBTQ community is that you don't act or sound or look or something like that exactly what the standard is.
The stereotype.
Stereotype. And even people who aren't in the LGBTQ community get, judged for maybe if they're just a little more effeminate or if they are a little too flamboyant or something like that. And here, people are from all over the world. It's hard to judge what someone's sensibilities are, not alone if they're a part of the LGBTQ community.
No, people stare at me, and it's like when I see people like staring at me, it's you're so tall.
Right. So why are there so many gay people here? Well, number one, gay people do appreciate being around other gay people, especially those of a certain generation. So when we were in the early days of the LGBTQ movement, there was safety in numbers. There's just safety in numbers. We are actually trying to be in a pod, in a safety situation.
Well, and our community has a history of trying to help to enrich the whole community, getting involved through volunteerism, that sort of stuff to try to enhance everyone's life.
Yeah, anybody in the LGBTQ community will always be a part of the bigger community and doing something out there. It's in our DNA, and we definitely see that here. A lot of the folks around here that are part of our community, within the community, are super involved. Pet rescue, taking care of people who are sick,
putting on different kinds of events and shows and whatnot to draw, to pull money in for all kinds of volunteer organizations and nonprofits, from educational opportunities for local Mexican children to feeding people. I mean, it's everything.
I think the Rainbow Alliance, which is a big organization here that does events and charitable type of works, I think they've raised, was it $1 million?
Over $1 million now.
Over $1 million pesos. In the last year and a half, I believe.
It's a little over a year.
For different local charities ranging from children, people, needing health care, people in the local community.
Yeah.
So we are raising money to give back to the local community, and we are doing that with things that are important to us or our culture, and sharing that with the world at large.
Yeah, and you can also see it in Lake Chapala Society itself. A large percentage of the executive management and board and stuff here at Lake Chapala Society are members of the LGBTQIA community, and that's really important because this organization does so much work to try to help the local community and help the foreigner community and bring those together and all of that sort of stuff. So you can really see how, our community specifically is involved so much in the area.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we take pride in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful.
And lost.
What are you looking for?
What are you looking
I can
for?
help
For
you.
it to go out the lake and
Go
Down that
right
way?
out that
Okay.
walk over there. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see it. People
it's
helping people.
People helping people. That's right. But the other thing is that this is not just a LGBTQ organization. It is for the entire community.
Oh, yeah.
It is for the Mexican community. It is for the foreigner community. Those are the two caveats that we have. That it's for bringing those two communities together. We do a lot of work here as members of the LGBTQ community, but there are a lot of people here who are not.
Yeah.
And who are in no way involved in that. But we all work together, and we make a better life and a better world here in Ajijic. Yeah, it's actually a very beautiful organization. Unfortunately, there are sometimes things that people like to make it.
I'm just going to jump in here now.
Yeah.
He's trying to be very politically correct and nice and all that kind of stuff. There have been some recent events that have happened here in Ajijic. There is a small number of people that are trying to bring political strife from the U.S. down here and infect the culture. And the thing is if you're coming down here, you need to understand what this culture is. Ajijic has a very unique kind of culture, even in Mexico, because it is such a blending of a Mexican tourist area, plus locals, plus the foreigner community and all that stuff. And it's blended into this really beautiful, symbiotic type of community stuff. And there are people down here trying to disrupt that in the name of a political agenda.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to we're trying to explain the community and the dynamic and everything here to everyone out there, to say that this is a small number of people, and if you are considering Ajijic or the Lake Chapala region as a home, you need to understand you've got to leave your politics there. You've got to leave it there and come down here with an open mind and open heart and learn the local community and how things are done here.
You're living in Mexico. I would actually encourage you to pay attention to the Mexican politics as well, because you are going to be living here. Follow the Mexican president on Facebook and see what she's saying and what she's the initiatives that they're doing here in Mexico. Follow the governor, follow the presidente, which is the mayor of Chapala. All of those things. Get involved and understand how things work and what the sensibilities are. I will jump out there on a limb and throw politically correctness to the wind and say, if you're coming to Ajijic, you will be in an environment with a variety of types of people, and one of those are LGBTQ people.
We have a very large community.
Yes. In fact, one of the jokes we make is, with the last person leaving Palm Springs for Ajijic, please turn out the lights, because Palm Springs is known to be a large gay community, and a lot of people are looking for something quieter, more restful, more charming, and less hot, better climate. And we're seeing a lot of people from the Palm Springs area, but also across the United States. As we've said before, as things are heating up in the United States, we are having so many people reach out to us looking for their next landing spot.
Yeah, I mean,
they no longer feel safe.
Yeah.
North.
Yeah, they're reaching out to us for video consultations, phone consultations. People are coming down and we're giving tours and stuff of the local area so they can see what life here is like.
That's to the point of, and I'm sorry to interrupt,
no,
but
you're
that's
fine.
One of those things to the point of, we never anticipated or planned to do consultation calls, tours, those types of things. The demand was there.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, obviously, we have to charge, because there's things that we have to, we have to manage our time and our efforts.
And we like to eat and have a roof over our head.
I like to eat. But that was something that evolved out of the circumstances that are happening.
Yeah.
And we are more than happy to show people around.
We love doing it.
And share it with you from our perspective.
Yeah.
You're going to get us. You're going to get us 100%.
Yeah.
So if you think we're annoying, but you should spend all day in a car with us.
Right. But it goes, I think it's important that people who are considering moving here, especially coming from the U.S., it is very important. You live in an environment, and I didn't realize it till I moved down here and then would go back to visit. The environment in the U.S. is so inundated with 24-hour news cycles, constant political discourse, constant political discussion. It is just constant, and you kind of get numb to it, and you don't even realize that it's going on, and then you get away from it, and it gets quiet, and then all of a sudden you go back and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, when you go back, it smacks you in the face.
It does.
Hard.
And it's very important if you're considering coming down here and relocating here or snowbirding it here or whatever the case may be. You need to leave that up there.
Leave it at the border.
A lot of us down here are U.S. citizens, and so we have to stay abreast of what's going on up there, for our own health and safety and all of these other reasons. We are citizens of that country. We need to know what's going on. Right. However, we do not. It is not a constant thing in our day-to-day life of talking and discussing and yelling and screaming, and we just don't.
Thanksgivings are not ruined by that one relative anymore.
No, not unless you go back.
Right.
Or maybe you're the relative ruining it.
Maybe I am. Oh no.
Leave your politics at the border.
Yeah, leave your politics at the border, and don't make that the first thing that you bring up when you are meeting new people. If you're down here and it's your MO to only hang out with people that are like you, that are voting for the same people that you are, for members of the same church, members of the same sexual orientation, you're going to be hard pressed, because it's a very blended community.
Yeah. And
that's not the first conversation that comes up. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's about, did you have fun today? I found this new restaurant. What was this place like? How's your Spanish lessons going? How's your dog? All of those things. It's about life.
Yeah, it's just, I just can't, because the community here is that way, you have to come here with that kind of an openness in your mind. Because if you come down here and you think that the world should adhere to your religious beliefs or your political beliefs, and that everyone should be cookie cutter and the same, and especially the religion, I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to press that one. If those are your thoughts, you are not going to fit in well here. No. You're just not.
The Mexicans are very religious culture, but it's differently, manifests differently.
Yes.
The Mexicans pay attention to politics, but it manifests differently.
Very differently.
Yes, there are dangers in this country, just as there are in every country. They manage them differently than what you do. And if you try to come down here and apply all the rules that you've been living by here, you're going to be a miserable person.
You're going to be living very differently.
horribly miserable. And you are going to have a very small world.
Yeah.
This is an open-minded, open forum, friendly, kind place. And if you're bringing anything other than that, if that's not what you're looking for, we'd recommend that you not come here. But also, you're going to run in, you're going to see gay people walking down the street here. You're going to see trans people. You're going to see African American people. And when you go to Mexico City, guess what? You're going to see more. You're going to see more of those people, because a lot of times people flock to cities when they feel like they need some safety for that.
Yeah.
But you go, every major city I've been to in Mexico, it is a very blended culture.
Oh, yeah.
And you will not be happy if you think you're going to find a city that is all like you.
Yeah.
You're moving to another country, to another culture, or you're visiting. Experience it. Embrace it. Take take a freaking load off and let that stuff just go for a minute.
And you have to have an open mind and an open heart. And part of having an open mind and an open heart is understanding that you may not be right about everything that you always thought you were,
or maybe not be right about it here or at all.
Yeah, you have to have that open. You have to have that openness. You have to be open enough to question everything.
Okay, so if you're planning a trip down here and you're trying to decide what to bring with you, if you want to bring your favorite blanket, your kitchen equipment, whatever it is that you think you're going to need down here, I support that.
But leave your red hat at home. Trust me. The Mexican people, if you look at everything that's going on right now, the Mexican people don't like it.
No.
It's not just about the foreigners. The Mexican people do not like that. So it's a good idea to leave that one at home.
And I would give the message of, if you're going to bring that type of stuff, just stay home. I actually would encourage you to think about coming here and leaving that baggage at the border and learning something new. This is why we advocate for Go Find Your Truly Remarkable Life, because it doesn't have to be here in Ajijic. It doesn't have to be here in Mexico. We want people to expand themselves and grow.
Yes.
And find what makes them truly happy. Not truly irritated, truly
happy. Yeah.
So that's one of those things I would say, please consider that.
So if you haven't already.
Yep, here we go. You know what's coming next. Go find your truly remarkable life. And thanks for being here. Subscribe,
please like, subscribe. See y'all later.
Every change